truth. The amazing Keith Fletcher breaks it all down, from sacrifice to success, turning opportunity into legacy. Because the real truth is this: you're not broke, you're funding bad habits. If you're looking for a safe place to learn, grow, and finally get your finances in order, subscribe to The Blind Truth. And remember what the amazing Keith Fletcher always says: gotta get your mind right. Start today. Your future is waiting on you.
Hello, how you doing? I want to thank each and every one for you that's being here right now, that's showing up on my page, looking at me and my channel. The Blind Truth here, Keith Fletcher. I want to thank everyone for showing up for me in the past and still with me now, so we're going to get to business. Hey, The Blind Truth, what we talk about, this is a finance channel / hey, get your mind right / spiritual. I deal with 4 pillars: spiritual health, physical health, mental health, and financial, in that order. And the easiest one is the financial, but it's the hardest one for us. And what we're doing is we trying to get everybody, we always talk about financing. We're trying to find a better way. And that's what I'm trying to show, a better way, through information, through knowledge, So I'm learning as we go. As you go, I go. As I get on here every day, I'm always learning something, getting information. And I think we just distracted a lot, busy in life, And it'd be more us just telling a story. Telling your story, I'm telling my story, just telling us a better way, an easier way to get to where we get to, that peace, financial peace. It's not hard, but we make it complicated, And it's basically just solving for X. We got the time, the time, and make a plan. And I think a lot of things we don't have a plan. The information is out there, but we're not setting up plans, we're not taking it serious. We're not dedicated, we're not committed. Excuse me. A lot of things that I found out that I went through, because I lost everything. I've been through all the storms. I've been divorced. I lost everything. At 34, I'm sleeping on my dad, so forth. Married with kids, going through a divorce, child support, all these things. Older IRS had all these things on me, and only way I knew was to get a job. The work, and use a lot of energy. And that's what I would use, but I didn't know other ways. But now it's other ways. That's other ways, and there's a lot of things that I didn't believe that I could have those ways. I didn't believe that it was possible for me. So I'm here to tell you, I'm a regular dude. It's a regular dude that did it. It took a lot of energy, took a lot of hard work, dedication, ups and downs. I'm still go through roller coaster up and down, but it's not bad as it was. I sacrificed a lot to get where I'm at now. So give me a second. I'm a father of 5, I'm legally blind. I've had cancer. I told my story. You ever looked at it? I done told my story multiple times. But today we're going to talk about the path, away. And I got Wallstreet Trapper, man. I was listening to one of his videos, man, and he was showing you a way. But we always talk about telling someone to budget. We say, man, once you get a budget, to know where you at. To know where you're going, you got to know where you're at. But why do I need a budget? Why do I need to put my money back, live under my means, to live within my means? Why? Why I can't have it all? Why I just can't spend all my money? Why I'm my car note? What's wrong with me having 15% interest rate? What's wrong with all these things? Why I got to do it? Be structured and disciplined. This is why. And I'm going to let him start with his tell why. And then we'll go into what's next. Let me see, can I get on it? Put this on. Well, look at me. Well, that didn't work. Give me a second.
If you
move my layout, there you go. And we make excuses about why we should and what's going on in America. We're the worst place, worst time, inflation, all this, but I think he said it better. So let's let him.
This is our.
Oh, this not it. Hold on. Look at me. My daughter moved this thing. Hold on one second.
But like, we live in the world right now. That's why I say this is the greatest time for us to build wealth in the market. And the reason why it's the greatest time for us to build wealth in the market, because we get to look at the world evolve right in front of our face, and we don't have no reason to say why we can't be a part of it. In other times, we didn't have the luxury of understanding it, and we didn't have access to the information like that. So our people missing out on a .com bubble, well, they ain't understand how to get in the market. Our people missing out on a financial crisis, they ain't understand how to get in the market. Now, we understand how to get in the market, and honestly, we should be licking our chops. So when somebody tell me the market gonna crash, I'm saying, whoop-dee-doo. I get to triple my net worth. I'm sitting on a whole bunch of cash, and if need be, I'm going to get some money out the bank to put in there, because you ain't going to miss me this time. Just think about this for a second before we move on. How much more wealthy you would be if you was investing when a pandemic happened. And that's just 5 years ago. Since the pandemic, we've had one down year, 2022. Everything else has been up years. Think about that. Apple was a $2 trillion company during the pandemic. It's at $4 trillion now. NVIDIA during the pandemic, when it first hit, was a $100 stock. Before it split in 2024, it had pushed $1,000. CrowdStrike, the company that we love trading right now, was it was $75. I remember buying it. And I remember telling people like, yo, we need to get in cybersecurity right now. There's a $600-something, $300-something stock going on, whatever that is. So, but we can't look back and say what we should have did. I'm never the person to say, if you'd invested this 10 years ago, I'd be like, I didn't, so I don't want to play that hypothetical game. What I do know is I'm the person that can do it right now. So I don't care what I could have did 10 years ago. What can I do right now? And then how in the next 10 years, I don't be the person that's saying, if I would have. I want to be the person in 10 years saying, I did. Look at me now. And that's where I want y'all to be at. So think about
that. I want you to play that message over again. Look at me now. I want to be that person 10 years from now and say, look at me now. I was that person in the pandemic that didn't reap the rewards of the pandemic because I had no understanding. I was in real estate. My main focus when I knowledge and understanding, I wanted to buy real estate. I wanted to buy some homes because I thought I was going to get into real estate and be a real estate mogul. I want to put in there. I got a partnership because I came out from nothing, and I said I'm gonna put my stuff. And I got into construction. I started learning about construction, remodeling, and all this stuff. And I started opening a business. I want to do business. I want to learn how to do my business because people want to get wealthy in real estate. That's what I want to do, and I did it. Got a couple properties. Me and my brother got some properties, and did that. But it was not what I thought it was. It did not work out the way I wanted to work out. It took a lot of energy, a lot of my money, a lot of funds, because we wanted to do out of our pocket. You know what I'm saying? Leverage. Start understanding what it takes, the money it takes to build this, the energy that you use, the currency that it takes to build what you're trying to build. It's bigger than just that. And see, things start happening in my life. I got sick with cancer. Then I went blind. So those things was like stopping me from even building more. Had to slow me down. I had to depend on more people. Now it sit me down to watch the market. And like you said, when I watched the market, I seen NVIDIA at $100. I had my partners tell me about crypto and all these things, and I was like, nah, I don't know nothing about that. That's gambling. That's this. I didn't want to play, but I did. I always went to 401k. I put my money in 401k, and I did. But I didn't even know how much to put in. I just did it. I had no strategy, no plan. I just throw my money in because somebody told me to put my money in something. That's what I did because someone told me. And one of my friends told me he put the money in a Tesla. He made like $190,000 And I like, wow. So I start looking. I sit there and watch a video go from $100 to like $1,300, and I didn't put no money in it. I missed it. I watched it grow and missed it. I watched Disney, all them. I recovered from the pandemic. I watched Apple, all them grow. And I said I would not miss them again. But somebody, I heard one person said, because I was scared of losing. And the person said, if you don't take it out, it's not a loss. You keep it in, it's a long term. It's a strategy. Now wait a minute. I'm not guessing anymore. Wait a minute. I gotta learn something. I gotta read and learn, get some understanding how did this work. It ain't two people just throwing their money and getting rich like this. It's a strategy, it's a way, it's a vehicle. Now I'm diverse. I can do real estate and I can do this. And it's active and passive. But I need to learn a strategy. I need to learn something for me, my portfolio for me, my philosophy. And just wait. So I like Wall Street. I got another play he's gonna play, and he's gonna break it down how this market, how it works, how you gonna be rich, how you gonna become wealthy in a decade of sacrifice. 5 years. It's how much you want. You have the opportunity to become wealthy, to become a millionaire. Is about what you are willing to do and what you put in. Yeah, what's your strategy? But it's gonna take some knowledge and some understanding. And this is why I like to bring them on. And we're gonna bring this in. And then I'm gonna let them have. Let me see where I put this in. Ooh.
This is our, I saw this and I added a little more detail to it because I feel like this is essential. So I know there's a lot of people that's just getting in the market. And because there's a lot of people that's just getting in the market, I feel like it's a good way to lay some foundation for you so you can get in the game and be specific, intentional, and again, create a system for why you're in the game. So how to trap in layers for 2026. So the first thing is protect yourself first, right? You know, building that. At first, I didn't used to agree with Dave Ramsey on this. Like, bro, like, you know how hard it is like for me to save 6 months worth of whatever. But I realized something is that if financially you're trying to invest while you're still on your financial edge, you are too emotionally attached to what happened to the investment. So what happen is if you're on a financial edge, meaning you don't have no breathing room, you'll sell a good investment because you need the bread, which is actually cannibalizing your investments. So I'm not mad at, you know, like at least getting some money saved up. For me, it don't have to be 3 to 6 months. To me, it's like, you need to at least have $1,500 to $2,000. The reason why, because that can cover something, if something happened. For some people, what your lifestyle and thing is. Well, I think that's important. The number 2 on the list is co-investing. Never sell later, right? So for me, I really feel like we got to build out what our investor identity is. And building out what your investor identity is helps you make certain stock selections. But I feel like the S&P ETFs, dividend ETFs, will be really good for certain people because you just won't play it safe. Remember, you're a beginner. So slow, steady compounding is what helps you. So ETFs and index funds are really good at this layer. And then we go to layer 3, which is the add higher upside. So now I think once you get the identity down pat, setting the goals and understand who you are, now you can take it up a level and say, now I want to get into some growth stocks, some growth ETFs. These things are essential. The last one is, the 4th one is now we add in like another level. And it's the individual stock picking, but for most of it, it's the thematic strategy, which is you investing, which is you best investing off of themes. And the next one is options. So I think that option should never be your first way out the gate. I know we make it sound exciting with the trading and investing, and you see these people making the bread, and you're like, I want to do that too. But if you don't have a good idea, philosophy, and knowledge of the game, then I promise you set yourself up for the kill. So in our mentorship call, I talk to people a lot about that all the time. It's like, how do we help you set up a strategy that fits you, where you are now, and then we gradually take you where you got to go at. I think too many people treat this game like it's a sprint instead of a marathon. Once you learn the skill set, you can then start making an investment that you need to make. and then growing that. Like, you don't gotta just, hey, I'm about to just go trading out the dope. And then you're like, hey, Trap, what a stock is. We definitely can't start trading, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I just think they're all time. And then it's the top of the pyramid, which I think is essential because I think the game starts at the foundation for me is the buy and hold, and then we work our way up the pyramid. And I call it just the triangle offense. I think buy and hold should be at the bottom, then your leave options on this side, and then your swing option on this side. I think everybody should go buy and hold first, then leave trade, and then swing options. I think those are the three. I know for a fact those three will take you where you got to go at. Learning those three will make you a millionaire in 3 to 5 years. 5 to 7 at max, depending on where you are. But the reason why I say it is because you now dominate how to put money in the buy and hold consistently. Then you learn how to leave option trade. You know those trades are going to come around at least 1 to 3 times a year. That's your long-term wealth that you've accelerated. And then now the swing trading and the futures trading becomes how you create cash flow. Then you use the cash flow for buy and hold and leave option trading. So that's how you turn income to wealth, and then wealth comes to freedom. So I think.
What is your identity? That's what he's saying. What is your identity for this? Who you want to be, who you have to become. The person that you are will not go where you're going. If you don't know what a stock is. So let me tell you my identity philosophy here. I do 75, 15, 10. I live off 75%. Well, that's my beginning. 75% of my pay, 15 will go to investing, 10 go to savings. I get an emergency fund of $3,000. That's what I'm gonna put up. And the reason I'm saying is I follow this way. This is my belief system, my identity is followed down to my wife and to my children. I have a 21-year-old and 2 17-year-olds. We follow this. So we say 10% once we got $3,000 in that fund. We put it up for them, because they have really no bills. And then we move on to the 25% investing. Me, I had a different fund because I'm older. 75, 15, 10. I put 10%. Once I get to 3,000, I go and put me 6 months of reserves. I add all my bills, essential bills together. I have my mortgage. I don't have no car note, life insurance, everything that I have to pay, electric, water, all these things that I pay, that I have to pay. I add those up, time them by 6, and I save that amount. Once I got that amount saved, I put that in a high yield. Well, I put mine in a brokerage, but I started out putting them in a high yield savings account. But before that, when I was working, I had my money, that 15%, that 15%, with that 1510, what I had with the 15%, I had opened up my 401k. Now in my 401k, I had a traditional and a Roth. In my traditional, my company was giving me 6%, so I got that free money. Once I got that money, it lowered my tax bracket, so I was getting that. Then I opened a Roth with my company, and I was using a Roth with that. I would put money in that amount of money in that to that 15%. So I had myself 15%. Also, my wife had an HSA account for our medical, and we would max that out. I think it was at the time, probably was right now it's $8,500. I think for a family, we would max that out to use that for medical things. So I had a lot of money going. I have a lot of money going to that. So what I realized also after I got to that stage, again, it's my flat. Once I got to that stage and level of financing, because I had real estate going on too, so I wanted to increase. I opened a brokerage account, and there's levels. So when I finally got into investing on this level with the brokerage account, I heard Wallstreet Chapter say S&P 500 VOO. He used VOO like a bank account, like a savings account. And I looked up the average rate of the VOO, average 7 to 8%. Well, I'm gonna get 7 to 8%. I was getting 3, at the time when it 5%, but at the minimum right now it's 3.3, 3.5%. So I say, well, I'm gonna use that as I put my money in there. I got my emergency fund in I'm gonna put my money in VOO, keep my emergency fund separate. So I got a broker's account, I got a savings account, and I got a checking account. And what I did was I funded the S&P 500. VOO. So what I realized what I wanted to do, I get to send it on my Roth account, tax free. You get up to, for my age now it's $8,500 a year. tax-free till I turned 59 and a half. So what I decided to do, I want to max that out every year. So I started taking money out. And I'm not saying this for everybody. You don't have to put this amount here. I started this for me, my philosophy. I started putting that into my Roth. At the time I was using, I'm telling you, I'm not an investor. I was using total stop money on Vanguard. I was using a Vanguard International and a Vanguard, bond. So I was doing diversity that way. And also I was putting my money in VOO at the time. Because I'm learning. I'm sitting here, I don't know anything about all these other things, but I know the S&P. I watched it over 100 years. I've seen how it go up. I say, okay, I'm learning, and I start letting my philosophy up. Now, over the time, again, it had changed. Over time, I don't no longer lost my sight. I don't have a job, so I'm fully my wife work. I'm fully my money into a Roth, maxing out my Roth. 8,500. That came, I think it was $700 a month. That's what I did. Start putting it in my Roth. Also, I'm putting in my money into VOO. Then I want to, I start reading the profit and loss. I start reading, analyzing the companies. I like NVIDIA. I start at the time semiconductors. I start looking at other things, and I start building those things off of that. But my first initiative was S&P 500. And my second was I did a SCH. And this not for anybody to do it. Just what I use. I did SCH, a dividend stock. I used, and at the time it paid out cash flow dividend for my cash flow, and I would put a certain amount of money in there, but I would put my proceeds back into the stock. SCH with Vanguard, but I think that's a small account, but Vanguard offered it. So I basically was doing VOO, SCHD, and also had my Roth with Vanguard, and I had my emergency fund set. And I decided, again, my philosophy started changing as I go. I started buying different stocks. So I no longer wanted to have a bank account. I have a bank account, but I wanted to move all my money towards a broker's account. And that's what I did. Because I believed in it. So over the time, I grew. I haven't got to the option yet. Again, I'm learning. I'm still learning. I got time. I got real estate. I'm doing cash flow. I'm doing dividends. I got the S&P 500. I got some individual stocks. I'm still learning, but I haven't got to the swing trade or option trading yet. Not saying I won't get there, but do you see that's the diversified? So again, you don't lose the money until you take it out. The average go up and down, but what I realized for me when I bought in, I won't lose my money until I decide to take the money out. It's a long term. It's not a short term play. Also, I got, dividend stock, cash flow, that's cashing in too. It's a lot. What is your strategy? That's my strategy. I got, over the time I have changed, but what is your strategy? I'm working with my kids right now. My son, he have a Roth account. I think he can put up to $7,500 a year. He don't put that much in because he got time. I tell my son all the time, right now, him and my kids, your $1 is worth $88 in the future. The best person to take care of the old you, the old you is the young you. We start now. But what I'm saying is go back to the beginning. Before I did all this, I had to get out of debt. The more I got out of debt, the more I start seeing the potential of what I have, what I can do with my money. My money is this energy that I'm giving away. Imagine you paying 15% on a car note, 8% on a car note, and you're not even in the market. Know what that 8% that you can be paying yourself that 8%. What about the money that the money that I have in my high yield savings account? I'm making interest off of that 3 point. You not getting, so they getting 15, 20, some people paying 20% interest on their card. Some people paying 25 in credit cards. You making no rich, but you haven't paid nothing to yourself. You haven't given yourself anything. That's what we're trying to do here. That's why we say let's know where you start. Let's start where you at. If it take 10 years to get you, it took me 10 years because the reason I didn't have this knowledge. This is like you said, me and Mark Cuban at the .com area, we was at the same rate and everything. Neither one of us know anything. But he found access and now he's a billionaire. Right now, AI is happening. The markets have all these things. It's going to create a lot of billionaires. But if you're not in the game, you can't do anything. You got to get in the game. And the time is now. Like I said, you don't want to look back 10 years from now. Like I said, that was 5 years ago. I can sit there and tell you I missed it. I can say when 2005, when they buying with us, I missed it. I'm not missing nothing else. And I don't want my children to miss anything. I don't want you to miss anything. But the more money you have, the more you can do with your money. We make money. You have money. You just don't know where to place your money at. You don't know how to multiply. I did what be, do, have. Be fruitful, do, multiply, have dominion. That means be valuable. To be valuable, you got to solve a problem. If it's not your problem, if you solve somebody else's problem, it solves your problem. So you go to work. When you go to work and use that work energy, you work, they pay you to solve a problem. Imagine when I get my real estate, I solve somebody's problem. I got Airbnb, people come stay there. I have it clean and all that. I'm solving their problem, which they pay me. Then guess what? I start solving up my roof. The people cut my yard. The people repair my fence. The people clean all. I'm solving their problem. So they solve my problem. We all solve. It's no good for a man or woman to be alone. That's what it will. We need each other. And the information down here, but we are distracted. We are complaining. I understand you, bitch. I've been there. I lost that. I'm telling you, I've been there with all the good, the bad, the ugly. But it's your way to solve for X. And you got too many ways to solve for X. The opportunity is there. You're just not aware. This is what it was for this channel, for me to give you awareness to this. Not just me, other people. You distracted that we can pass the information on to you. That's it. I didn't have the information. All I knew, when I lost everything, I left my daddy's sofa. I just knew to go get a job. I had no skills, no bit. I didn't believe that I was a leader. I was down. So when you're down, you start putting yourself around other people just like you. And that's when the crab and bucket effect happens. But when I believe and I start saying, let's go, and I start putting myself around other people, the ones didn't want to go, they didn't want to go. I had to go for myself. I had to change myself. I had to look in that mirror. People saw the leadership in me I didn't see. You more than enough. But it's a strategy. It's an identity. Who do you want to be? That's what you need to be. That's what we need to figure out. Your identity. My identity, I was a fighter. I was a troublemaker. I was this. No, I had to change that. I had to change that. And look, when I change, people still remember that. It don't matter what they remember. It's what I believe. See, that's that be. Be fruitful. That be, become. Be, believe. And you have dominion. But the multiplication part, that's the hard part. How do I multiply? I just told you how to multiply. We need each other. The multiplication right here. Compound is the third one of the word. Man, listen to what you said. Compounding. Look how do that compound over time? In the 15 years, it take 8 years for your stuff to double. But after that, it take 4 years. And after that, it take 3 years. You just got to keep being consistent. Keep believing. Keep putting it out. No matter what comes. Being consistent and just learning and getting better. And as you grow, as you mature, your money, your time, your energy grow, your frequency, and then your network go, and then your network grow. That's what it's about, man. It's not, this shit is real simple. I'm telling you, I don't even think I was a C-student. I was so messed up, man, and caught up in the world, caught up in the streets, and it was right there in front of me the whole time. And you got to go for real from a surviving mindset to a thriving. That's how you go. One day at a time. But today is a day to change. You don't have to keep being that way. You make enough money, you got to get some structure, some discipline, and consistent in and out. That's a belief. So that's what I want to talk about. I appreciate y'all listening to me, coming to check me out on my show, The Blind Truth. Share this, hit the like button. I didn't even actually hit the like button because you got to tell the person to hit the like button. But it's The Blind Truth. Shirt's coming soon. The Blind Truth. We're going to be coming soon with that. The Blind Truth. The part is the truth. You can't handle the truth. And if you just look in the mirror and be truthful with yourself, it'll solve a lot of your problems. That's the beginning. That's it. The information is there, man. It just told you right there. And you got to play it over and over again if you got to, man. I put the link in the description. Go listen to what he's saying. It's the best time, man, for real. But there's so much coming. AI coming, SpaceX coming, all this stuff. Man, hey, simple. Foundation. Stop going out there all that hype. I know I did it when it ain't, no, you're going to have to get identity. Who are you? Who you want to be? What's your strategy? And then you're going to start putting that and start working it. Like my son right now, I said, who do you like? I like Apple. I like Nike. I said, well, you got to go look at Nike. Apple down, Nike up. And who else? I told him, hey, okay. But you got a Roth, we got a Roth, he got his foundation, he got a long term, he got a Roth account, he work, he put his money in there every week, he putting some money in there. That's happening. Every week he put in money. He already got his emergency fund. He already got his 6 months to say he already got that. Now that the foundation is built. Let's go. Before I tell him, hey, when everything hit the fan, when that emergency money go, you can't put it back. Then you go into that savings. When that savings gone, you got to go make some more money. You don't go touch your investment money. You got to go make some money. I show you how to work on cars. I show you you got to go find another way, another skill to make some money. Because we're going to let that money, we don't touch that money. It's a long-term game. We don't never touch that. Not now. To build up, you just starting off. So that's it. Man, I appreciate y'all. Hit the like button, put comments. Anything that I can improve on, I appreciate it. Tell me. We just starting off. It's my first live I put on there. But I thank y'all, man. Supporting The Blind Truth. Hit the channel. Subscribe, please. Hit the like. You know all those YouTube things, man. Hit the like button. But we just here to inform and give it. That's what I'm here to do, man. Because I done lost everything, man. My net worth was negative. About negative $50,000, $60,000. Sleep on daddy's sofa, man, with divorce, going through divorce, kids, child support, all that. And it took me time. It was just, I didn't know the information. I was in my own way. But that's it, man. So check it out, man. Listen to Wall Street, man, and go get a foundation. But I'm telling you, it pays. If you want to raise, get out of debt. The thing that helped me, and I'm going to give you this right after the nugget, me and my wife sit down one time. I was so tired of being tired. I got out of debt, bought a house, and got right back into just stressing over money. And I got all out there, wrote on a budget, wrote everything down, and said what we don't have to pay. My wife said, we got to pay everything. I said, no, we ain't got to pay no car note, no credit card. We ain't got to pay those things. We ain't got to pay a mortgage. We going to pay all this stuff off. But we got to figure out a way to get this off us. We got to figure out a way to get another plan, a better strategy. Or we're not going to make it. And the crazy thing about it, whatever you're looking for is looking for you. You hear people say, what's my purpose? Whatever the obstacle is your way that's stopping you from getting, that's your purpose. That's it. You build off of that. And I'm going to tell you something. If you got a wife and kid, you say, I got the vision. You all excited. And you go tell them and they don't see it and you mad because they don't see it. Listen to me. You have the vision. You know what it says? Make it plain and clear. If they don't get it, it's not plain and clear. It's your job, you, to make it plain and clear. You got to get yourself. My wife told me, I don't deal with no wishy-washy. I can't do this up and down, make a decision. So I had to lead the way first. I had to be the leader and guide it the right way. And look at me. Most people in our community don't want to talk about money. Pride in the way. I know you want to go and just have fun. You don't believe in all that stuff. I'm just telling you, it's a peace. It's peace. I can have fun and do what I want. I can do what I want to do. I'm going to have to do what I want to do. I'm telling you, it's a way. But hey, we talking about it. I ain't gonna get into all the interest that I make on the credit cards and stuff. We'll talk about that. How I use my credit card, get my cash back. How I use my broker's account. Everything flowing money there all the time. My money's moving. It's always current, flowing, energy. You know what I'm saying? Coming back and forth, bring me money. Having my money work as hard as I'm working, burning that energy and coming back to me, bringing it back to me. And y'all have a good one. Thank y'all for listening to me. Hit the like button. Please subscribe. Tell a friend.